And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, the 10th of August. And apparently the heat wave will start today. They keep saying that every day. The heat wave seems to be slipping into the future, but then getting longer. I don't know. Maybe we should just say we're permanently in a heat wave and just enjoy it. Hey, it's the summer. It's
August
great.
is August. August is August.
Yeah, I don't know why people are getting so worried about it. I mean, I think it's really rather good. Anyway, I'll tell you what we're going to start with today. All right, we're going to start with Jubilee Metals, and the reason I say that is because I actually think that Jubilee Metals is a great company. Like my problem is trying to get hold of Leon Kurtzer, the CEO, is just so difficult. He hates talking to the investment community, well, investment banks anyway. I don't think it's me personally. I hope it's not. I'd be very upset if it was. I have actually met him before. I had breakfast with him once in Johannesburg. It was a very pleasant breakfast. Anyway, look, they've had some news out today, which actually the market hasn't particularly taken to, which is a shame, actually, because this is a good company. It's doing all the right things. The stock actually has been pretty dull for about 18 months. But Paul, what's the news today?
Well, what they did is they put out an operations update, Jubilee being the AIM-quoted African miner with PGM operations in South Africa and copper initiatives underway with production in Zambia now as well. Pretty much a summary of what's gone on over the last 6 months or so. Increased production of PGMs on the 6 month by 5% to 21,000 ounces, just over. In Zambia, the copper production was up 14% to 1.4 or 1,400 tons over the prior 6 month period. And they've got various other initiatives underway that such as the 95% of the PGM ounces produced at the new Inyoni operations were such that they're very much reliant on that particular project now, whereas it was only 75% previously. So with the Southern Copper refining strategy now underway in Zambia as well, they're trying to get that going at 12,000 tons per annum, and it was brought on stream here just at the beginning of this month. So they are making progress. It'll be nice to see, though, whether they can crystallize, I guess, some of these plans into actual operating revenues now.
We will wait and see, but I would give the benefit of the doubt to Leon, a very good operator. Okay, we also had interim results from Atalaya Mining, didn't we, which looked pretty good.
Yes, that's right. Atalaya being the Spanish copper producer from the Rio Tinto district there in Spain. Earnings before interest and tax, depreciation, amortization, 14.7 million euros for the second quarter, 41 million for the first half. And that was in spite of the increasing costs, as all miners are facing now, from inflationary pressures on things like fuel, labor, and supplies. They are making regular progress, too, on getting a solar plant installed there at the facility there at Rio Tinto for 50 megawatts of power. And they are also in development stage on their Elix Phase 1 plant, which is a processing facility to further improve recoveries with their proprietary process. Balance sheet looks pretty good still, 68 million euros there in net cash, and they retained interim dividend of 0.036 cents.
Yeah, it's one of the things the mining industry have really got to get to grips with, which is renewable energy for the energy needs at mines, for two reasons, actually. One is because the cost of their diesel, etc., is just through the roof at the moment and makes it prohibitively expensive. But of course, also, what's the point of producing any form of green metal if you're not producing it in a green way? So we need to see more of that. And I apologize that I haven't obviously got my Spanish accent in terms of pronouncing the name of the company. And I'm not going to put on a Northern Ireland accent, even though I do quite a good one, because there was a fundraise out of Galantis Gold this morning as well, wasn't there?
Well, it actually came out late yesterday with a statement from Galantis that they we're raising another 4 million for development operations on the Joshua vein, or specifically at their new underground or developing underground mine there in Northern Ireland. It's all about trying to ramp that new underground production now into steady state commercial production. And it's still a work in progress yet, as they just don't have enough stopes active in order to stabilize the cash flows at this point.
Yeah, it's the new way of doing corporate fund. It's been around for a while because you announce you're doing a fundraise as the market closes, and then miraculously overnight the fundraise is done. Actually, of course, it's all done beforehand, and it's all to sort of make believe just to keep the regulator happy, which is daftness by the regulator. But the regulator is daft, hasn't got a clue how to regulate our industry. Don't get me going, Paul. Don't get me going on that. Right, back to mining. Anything else you want to discuss this morning in the mining sector?
Investors here in the UK have been looking out for the new resource statement from Dual Listed Pure Gold, and that was released today. Key points on that is it's still a multi-million ounce resource, but it is a smaller, or better to say, it's a lower grade one than it was in the initial development feasibility work. The indicated ounces have fallen by about 20% or so to 1.6 million ounces at an average grade around 7.4. The earlier tonnage and grade was around 2 million ounces, grading at 8.9. So, or excuse me, yes, 8.9 grams per ton. The inferred ounces are also somewhat lower as well, out of the 7.5 gram range down to the plus 6 gram range. But there are still ounces in that category as well. So these are still mineable economic grades, but we can now see what the production issues have been during this attempts to get this thing working according to its financial model. And now we see that it isn't working into its financial model because the yield from the mining stopes is not getting to the mill as it had been anticipated because of these lower grades. So that's part of the mine refabrication that Pure Gold's now underway.
Very good. Okay, should we call it a day there, Paul? You got anything else you want to say?
That's it for me.
And that's it for me, as they say on some famous Ronnie Corbett TV program. We'll speak again. We may speak again tomorrow. I'm due to actually go up to Kendal to see James Cropper, but I see that the CEO left with immediate effect today. So I may or may not be. We'll see. We'll leave that as a surprise for everybody, whether I'm on the 5 Minute Morning Miner tomorrow or not.
Okay, very good.